Can't hear me. Microphone. Okay, there we go. We are live. Now we're live. Okay, cool. Audio fixed. There we go. That's what happens when OBS decides to be stupid. So, thank you. I'm glad I pulled up chat and didn't just go chatting for 15 minutes here. Any rate, so let's take it from the top. 1, 2, 3, let's go. All right, so Revenator on deck. We aren't going to have Ranger today. Hopefully you guys caught the RSG stream last week. They're raising money, and they are going to be going to Orlando in this weekend, I believe, for the marathon. So yeah, Affinity, I'm sure you probably did enjoy watching my expressions. I'm a very animated person. I might not have fared so well on my speech class, but I still got an A in the class. So what matters is that RSG crew is going to Orlando, raising money for a good cause. Finn, what'd you guys end up with? If you don't mind, I can pull you into chat here. Let me find you here. Oh, Affinity. Let's get you in the call here. Affinity. Send you a chat here. Might excuse the audio here. We're going to get some. Maybe he'll join, maybe he won't. Oh, can't chat. Oh well. That's all right. 17,000 total donated by the community. That is outstanding. God dang standing. But at any rate, so order of battle for today. Squad Arena, we're going to talk about Revan, Darth Revan type. Just see how many of people are in my shard. I haven't actually looked yet, so there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm assuming this probably is a EP lead Darth Revan. Yep, it is. Quite a few Darth Revans there up at the top. I'm going to just assume that every EP squad here is EP lead Revan. Random CLS at 16 and 19, and then basically the top 20, 18 are Revan. Of the top 25, looks like 22 are Revan. Of the top 30, that's when we start getting into the Jedi Knight Revans. So, and then you got me up here somewhere. Yep, 34. So I ended the night on 34. Cool beans. Yeah. If anybody else is going to be joining us tonight, we're just doing a quick stream. Just going to be talking about the impacts of Darth Revan here. Looks like... I mean, I normally just hang out just outside of the top 50, so it's not really that big of a deal to me that I didn't get Darth Revan. I'll get him next time around. Top 50 is basically what I shoot for. I don't make a big deal about it. Top 100 is fine. I'm not a big serious person about Squad Arena. I found myself a much happier player once I stopped really, I guess you could say, giving a shit about Squad Arena. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of leave that there. Go ahead and let me know in the comments how far you guys are looking with how you guys are looking in your squad arenas. How many people are in your squad arena have full Gear 12 maxed out Darth Revan, and what squads are they running? You know, I'm kind of curious. I mean, at this top level, how many are running a pure Sith Empire? Whether they really care about that, which it looks like that is a full Sith Empire at rank 1. Looks like full Sith Empire at rank 2. Full Sith Empire at rank 3. And full Sith Empire at rank 4. So it looks like right now the meta squad for top 4 on my server is a Sith Empire with Assassin and Trooper. So... I'm sure those mirror matches have got to be a blast. It's probably just a matter of who's got the fastest. Well, actually, that's interesting to see. I wonder what the speed order is on these top 5. So, we have... I know that most people will normally try and get Bastila Shan as fast as possible. And this one is a 279 Bastila Fallen. I wonder if they are making their Sith Assassin faster in order to boost turn meter. Looks like this one's probably pretty fast. 319. So it looks like that is the go-to strategy, make your Sith Assassin stupid fast, and then she goes, boosts everybody else's turn meter, and then it just kind of a waterfall there. Oh, okay. 329 Darth Revan. That's interesting. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting Darth Revan to be the fastest person on this team, so let's see if this one follows suit. So, Darth Revan at 314. Bastila at... I mean, these are just bonkers fast. Bastila at 285. And Assassin... Oh, that is Trooper, not Assassin. Assassin at 281. So that's an interesting strategy as well. Bottom line, though, these guys are all stupid lightning fast. So, shout out to everybody in chat there. I've got a lot of people out there. Vito, Skywalker Vader, Hellenix, Finity, already we've been talking to you. Patrick Carr, Ald Reset 473, howdy do. Looks like we've got some mixes here. CLS, that's what I've heard, tears through Darth Revan. I don't know if there really is a Darth Revan squad that is capable of defending against CLS. I know that the T3M4 squad is particularly devastating. I just don't know if it can defend against CLS. So that's I've been watching a lot of videos on strategy for beating Darth Revan, obviously because I don't have Darth Revan, so I gotta know what beats him. And it's pretty much a mixed bag. I did over the last week. I took my Jango Fett to 11, gave him both Zetas. And I figured, why am I holding on to Zetas when I don't have Darth Revan? It's going to be 4 months for me to form 3 Zetas for Darth Revan. And I can usually average a Zeta in a week and a half-ish, plus or minus a day or two, depending on Grand Arena, or not Grand Arenas, but Territory Wars that happen. I guess Grand Arenas that happen that give Zeta mats and everything else. So I'm basically not worrying about stockpiling Zetas anymore. So what I ended up doing actually was giving another Zeta to Rey Jedi Training, and I gave Boba Fett a Zeta because why the hell not? So yeah, Jango Fett, Boba Fett both got Zetas, and Jedi Training Rey went ahead and got the 4th. I did not re-equip Finn's Zeta because who cares? I haven't been impressed by it at all. He's better under Jedi Training Rey as basically a 5th member in a 5-man squad or whatever. So he is not going to get the Zeta back on his leader ability. That's just not going to happen. So let's take a look at my Grand Arena opponents tonight. So I am fighting Jay's Golf. I do not know if he's in chat at all. So yeah. And as far as the Tuscans go, that's hush hush. We're just pretending like those aren't on my favorites right now. Okay, so first let's take a look at my opponent. And so if you didn't already know, they are ranking and grouping Grand Arenas now based on what is being used in the Grand Arena. So since we're not using ships in this Grand Arena, ships are not being factored into GP. So because I have a relatively high ship GP compared to most people who have my same level of character GP, I'm actually being paired up against opponents that are not quite as high as my overall GP. So, for example, Jay's Golf, he's at 4.23 million GP. Let's see, in the past I've been grouped up with players who are not quite the same as me. So I'm at 4.3 GP. So I do have a little bit of an overall GP advantage on this guy, but not that much on our actual character GP. The character GP is what's far more equitable. So my character GP is, well, it's 2.596, and I haven't really done anything since the player lock, so I haven't equipped any gear or anything like that. So, and honestly, I could probably just go in here and see 2.596 million. So, my opponent tonight, and if you didn't already know, so when you're looking at the leaderboard before any of the actual rounds have been resolved, because nobody has any wins, it orders everybody in order of GP. So, Brainy, I'm guessing that, Brainy, he is at 2.598 million character GP. Chiros is at 2.598006 million GP. Mitra Surik will be a little bit lower than that, 2.59. Wait, am I going? Am I talking out my ass tonight? Oh, no, it is. Okay, 2.598, 2.598. For a second, I was like, holy crap, I'm an idiot. Nope, this one's 2.596. This one should be 2.596 and lower, or 2.599. Here we go. So, yeah. So, yep. That's a lot of fun. Right now, though, I only have, I believe, 2 people in my Grand Arena who have Darth Revan. So, Dakarov and actually Mar Tripodi, I believe, has Darth Revan as well. Let's go ahead and check Sith Empire. And that is, yep, there he is, Darth Revan. So I have a couple of Darth Revans sitting in my Grand Arena tonight. However, I do not know if I will face either of them in this Grand Arena. So I'm going to go off on a limb and assume that they will probably be... Actually, no, I forgot. My opponent tonight actually has Darth Revan as well. They don't have Jedi Knight Revan, so it leads me to believe that they are either a whale that just recently joined the game or a whale who forgot to whale out on Jedi Knight Revan. Because when I go to Old Republic, no Jedi Knight Revan, no 7-star Zalbar, no 7-star T3. It's just kind of a mystery here. So, and Jolie is gear 5 or 4, whatever. So, my current opponent is actually kind of an interesting opponent. I don't think I've ever run into anybody who didn't have Jedi Knight Revan at this GP level. So this is going to be an interesting one. He focused primarily on, it looks like bounty hunters, maybe? A lot of them are, I mean, it's kind of an interesting roster. Rogue One is very highly geared, which, okay. Yeah, so this is gonna be an interesting opponent. I don't know quite what is going to happen. He does have a Zeta Pal, though, so he's probably a McMull fan. His Geonosians are gear 12. Looks like Bastan is gear 12. So this guy probably goes hard on ships, actually. He's probably hardcore ships. Let's see. He's 1.63 million on ships, and I am 1.7 million. So I don't know. I don't know how... He is probably a very PvE-focused player. It'll be interesting to see if he even places anything on defense, or if he's just going to just take the free rewards. I don't know. He's got some interesting Zetas. No Zetas on Treya, but gear 12 Treya. He's got a Zeta on POW, Wicket, K2, First Order Stormtrooper. Yeah, very PvE focused, it looks like. He also didn't put the Zeta back on Finn. His Kira is gear 12 or gear 11 though. So yeah, it looks like he's, yeah, this guy's definitely a whale. He's got a bunch of just seemingly random characters at gear 10, 11. Yep, there we go. Looks like Xylo is finally with us tonight. What's up, man? You there? Come on, come on. Oh, nope, I accidentally hung up on you, sorry. Let me try this. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sure you're getting, okay, maybe not. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Properties. Speakers. Okay. All right. Can you guys hear Xylo?
Check.
I think they should be able to hear you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sorry I'm late, brother. Got stuck a little later at work.
Nah, you're all right, man. You're all right. Just talking about my current opponent, who appears to be a whale that is very PvE focused. He doesn't have Jedi Knight Revan, but he has Darth Revan, so that's an interesting, interesting scenario, especially at 4.3 million GP. So he's got a bunch of Jawas at Gear 11. It's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting Grand Arena. I'll probably place some fun defense. Obviously, I'm not gonna place it here live on the stream, but I'm gonna play some interesting defense because I think that I can probably prevent him from clearing my defense. While we were on break, I guess, between that last stream and tonight's stream, I went ahead and gave my Django 2 Zetas, took him to Gear 12, and we'll see what happens.
Ooh.
Or sorry, not 12, Gear 11. Sorry, I took him to Gear 11. But
even still, it hits really hard at 11.
Yeah, I'm doing Galactic Wars, and he's critting for 22k on a basic, so it's going to be interesting. I'm debating on whether I save my bounty hunters for offense this round, because I'd normally save my bounty hunters for offense in 5v5, just because they're so damn versatile. They can take out a lot of teams on offense, or placing them on defense. So
the bounty hunters in First Order have become a pretty good offense.
You're very, very, very quiet. Don't know if I can hear you. Oh, might have lost him. Yep, we lost him. All right, there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Am I coming through better?
A little bit.
I'm sorry, man. It's these headphones. It's the only ones I got with me right now.
Ah, you're fine, man. Yeah, so it's going to be quite an interesting Grand Arena. That's all I'm going to say. But the rest of my opponents, though, are fairly interesting. Don't know who I'm going to end up getting paired with. I only have so originally I had said there were only 2 opponents with Darth Revan, but technically there are 3 opponents with Darth Revan, because my current opponent has Darth Revan but no Jedi Revan. So only 2 of my, I guess you could call it Grand Arena Shardmates, I don't know if you want to call it that, have Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan. So it'll be an interesting Grand Arena.
Yeah, I mean, me myself, just skimming through my opponent's roster, I mean, my opponent definitely got me outbeat in Gear 12 and Zetas on characters, but the one thing I do have on him is he's missing the second Gear 12 plus piece on his Darth Revan, and mine's full.
Your Darth Revan is what?
Mine, he's fully maxed, Gear 12 plus, the whole team, Zetas, everything.
Okay. If you guys missed it, his Darth Revan is full Gear 12 plus, all the Zetas on the team, the whole 9 yards. Honestly, why am I not simming my Galactic War? Honestly, it's because it's kind of fun to just go into Galactic War with a 3-man squad and clear it on auto. It's just, I don't know, fun, I guess? I don't know. Fun factor. So, anybody here actually doing their Old Republic? Is anybody gearing up their T3M4 for a potential HK squad?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really developed T3, but the idea of the comp, right, and it heals HK47, gives him all that offense up. I mean, it's such a huge benefit, and if you're using the Ebon Hawk too as well, it gives some more viability to that ship.
Mm-hmm. This is true. This is true. Ebon Hawk does benefit from a geared up and Zeta T3. That is definite fact. Let's see. I think I can take my... I need more stuff. More gear. More crap. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can find... I suppose I could drop a few crystals on 10. Let's take our range trooper to gear 10. Boop. Boop. Of course, I couldn't have done that before this Grand Arena started, right? Oh my god, this guy is a freaking cuff hog. And I need...
What have you been working on?
So, currently working on my range trooper because I've seen good... well, there's no secret. Range trooper's a badass. I just have been neglecting my range trooper for far too long. So, range trooper is currently on my list of to-do items. I went ahead and took Django, like I said, to gear 11 because he works for... I saw a Jedi Knight Revan encounter with Django, so I went ahead and went after that. It's very easy, obviously, to land hits on an enemy with a debuff against a Darth Revan team, and that's what you have to do in order to activate his contract. So damaging a debuffed enemy 20 times. Bounty Hunter allies can obviously be the only ones to contribute to the contract, but against a Darth Revan squad where debuffs run rampant on them, they debuff themselves. They're basically going to help you activate his contract. So I've seen a few good comps with Jango Fett defeating Darth Revan. I'm almost expecting my opponent to place Darth Revan and possibly try and go for... If he actually does set defense, I'm expecting him to probably go all out on defense because he has Darth Revan and not Jedi Knight Revan. But he could just go all offense and set hardly any defense. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there.
If I had to guess what his plan is, right? Like, I mean, he has all the staple teams except for Jedi Knight Revan. Like, he has CLS, JTR, Triumvirate, all that stuff. Right?
Well, his Treya doesn't have any Zetas. Is your microphone, like, way far away from your mouth? Because I can't hear anything you're saying, and you're, like, cutting in and out.
I'm about to be at the house, so when I get there, I'll switch headphones on. Kind of stay quiet for a minute.
Okay. Yeah. He's got a really strong Rogue One. Actually, let's just run through it. So his bounty hunters, he's got double Bosk Zeta, Boba Zeta, Zam Zeta, Jango single Zeta. Let's see what he's got. Probably is unique. Yep, he's got Jango's unique Zeta. Then Greedo and Dengar at 11, IG-88 at 12, Cat at 10, Embo at 7, and then Aura's probably at 6, I think. So his bounty hunters, he's probably got one good squad out of bounty hunters for a 5v5. His clone troopers are all gear 11 with a Zeta on 5s. No other Zetas on other clone troopers. Droids, he's got a double Zeta gear 12 C3PO, double Zeta R2, single Zeta BB-8. He's got one Zeta on HK-47, the loyalty to the Maker, because he does have Darth Revan. He's got a Zeta on Grievous and K2. His Droideka, Destroyer Droid, whatever you want to call it, is level 1, so he hasn't really invested much in that. L3 is only gear 8, so I don't have to worry too much about L3 being a pain in my butt on this. His Empire, do you think Bosk leadership is still the best leader? So I went ahead and just threw a Zeta on Django's lead because I just went Zeta happy. I'm kind of impulsive like that when it comes to this game. I prefer to just play for fun more than for really anything else. Um, I also put the Zeta on there because Django's leader Zeta is actually not that bad. It reduces the opponent's. I want to say, see, this guy doesn't have a Zeta on Django's lead. So let me go ahead and pull up my own Django. So Django's lead with the Zeta ability gives enemies a negative 20% potency for each debuff on all bounty hunter allies. So it reduces their potency significantly, and then also reduces their tenacity. So if I'm going up against a team, it's situational is really what it is. Django's leader ability is very situational, but it also gives a crazy amount of offense. It's very useful in an offensive situation. For defense, I still think that Bosk has the best defensive leader ability, whereas Django has a better offensive leader ability, if that makes any sense. If you're going to save your bounty hunters for offense, it also depends on what team you're going to go against. If you're going to go against a team like Night Sisters, then Bosk is better because the bounty hunters are going to get healed every time an enemy is inflicted and or resists a negative status effect. So one AoE from Dengar and your bounty hunters will probably be getting a boatload of health, protection, and probably if any bounty hunter is rocking Plague, they're gonna get healed up all the way and not and then lose Plague. So Bosk is still a better lead against Night Sisters. Django, I've seen, is a better leader against Darth Revan because that negative potency means that the enemy Bastila, the enemy Darth Revan are not going to land fear or shock or any of those that can be resisted. So that's going to be useful in that situation. It's situational. I equipped the Zeta because it's overall you get a lot of bang for your buck with his Zeta ability. The plus 35% offense while you have Bounty Hunter Resolve. That's a 35% base offense boost for Boba and Django right off the bat. And then once you activate the contract, that is an automatic offense boost for all the other bounty hunters once they take their turn and gain bounty hunters resolve. So it's a useful Zeta if you have your Django geared up. Obviously, you don't want to be spending Zetas on characters that aren't geared up because very few characters benefit from a Zeta while they're under geared. But yeah, I wouldn't do Django's Zeta unless you are. Like I said, it's situational, and honestly, I probably jumped the gun, probably pulled the trigger too quick, because I don't have that many other bounty hunters geared up. I am still working on Embo. He's only geared 10. I want to take him to 11. My IG-88's only 10. My Zam is only 9. I need to get her geared up. And then Aura Singh is who I'm going to farm after I finish farming the Marauder. So I do plan on gearing up all of my bounty hunters eventually, so I can have 2 full squads of bounty hunters because they're really stinking good. But right now, it's basically I basically just threw this 8 on there because I was bored. I felt like it, and it's situational, like I said. So I'll probably save my bounty hunters, obviously, or honestly, for defense. Or sorry, for offense on this round. Just because if my opponent does place like some crazy defensive team, I want to. The bounty hunters are very handy for clearing that out. So
Am I coming through better?
Oh, much better.
Much better?
It was
Awesome.
so it was so flippin' terrible. It was bad. Like you would be like, I'm gonna talk now, and then I'm gonna.
Melt into the
Yeah,
microphone.
it was. Oh man, it was so bad. But anyway, so my opponent, what were you thinking? What do you think he's going to go for here?
Not even seeing the roster and like just kind of guessing what his situational plan is. Like he's gonna put down like a team like either CLS or the Triumvirate and save Revan for offense because it sounds like Revan is his go-to counter everything team. And at the end of the day, if he doesn't have both Revans, you're not going to see the one that he does have on defense, right? Because
Yep.
he wants to full clear you. And he thinks you're going to put down your Jedi Knight Revan.
Hmm.
Don't put your Jedi Knight Revan
Oh, I
down.
never placed Jedi Knight Revan on defense. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a guaranteed win on
Yeah,
pretty
people
much
do it every day.
any.
People counter Jedi Revan every day with their own or now with Darth
Mhm.
Revan.
And honestly, that's probably what won my last round, the last round of my last Grand Arena. My opponent placed Jedi Knight Revan on defense,
Hmm.
didn't have Darth Revan, and ended up not even being able to clear one of the squads in my last back zone. So he cleared the top completely, cleared the front bottom, but then wasn't even able to beat one of my teams on the back bottom. So
Yeah, I remember the snap you were showing me. I was
yep.
like, that is
Yeah,
awesome,
it was
man.
crazy. And my current opponent, his fastest character is a 264 R2,
Wow, that's
and
pretty low.
that's on his arena team. He's running CLS on arenas. He's
Oh
got a
wow.
262 BB-8 and I believe a 260 CLS.
Well, seeing another thing too, like when we just had this territory wars pass, we faced a guild with 50 full Darth Revans, gear 12.
Holy
Yeah,
mother of
it was
Jesus,
you
that's
remember
insane.
Sir George's?
Yeah, Sir
It
Georges.
was his guild.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
they have
isn't
two Night
he?
Sister walls with spirits on the fifths. Oh man, it was a pain, dude.
That's insane. That is
But
nuts.
overall, I mean, in 3v3, Darth Revan's more of a pain on defense for sure. But you know, like in this territory wars that just passed, I put together a quick little comp team of EP, Vader, and the Triumvirate.
Hmm.
First four moves I took, I threw a Culling Blade at Darth Revan and hit him for over 110k. Like
That's awesome.
you got to go check it out when you get a time. Man.
That
It's
is
like a minute
that's
and a half. It's perfect for territory wars, Grand Arena.
that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, my opponent's nest is just modded for I don't know. It looks like he's got a speed set. He's got 6 speed mods on his nest.
Oh man, D
Six
mod bro.
six speed mods with 86 speeds, no additional tenacity. She's modded for crit damage. She's got a crit damage triangle.
I mean, that sounds like the only thing that's right.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if my nest has a crit damage triangle. Honestly, I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember what I place. What my nests.
Yeah, crit damage is just because like it helps her ramp that damage up a little bit faster.
Yeah, it does considerably. Where's my nest? Where are you, nest? Nest. There you are. Okay. Let's see. My nest is. Okay, I don't have a crit damage triangle. I probably have a crit chance triangle, which I don't need. No, offense triangle. Offense triangle.
Still pretty good. And I mean, if you want to ramp her up a little faster, I mean, there's so many different ways you can mod her.
Yeah, so I have her modded for tenacity. Actually, I could probably sacrifice. Well, this would drop her down to 131% tenacity.
Wow, 131, and I have 6 tenacity mods on her, and mine's still like right under 130, like 127.
I could probably. So if I swap these mods, it would give her more crit damage, which means she would probably be able to push out more damage quicker. 36% crit damage to swap out. I would gain 3 speed, which I don't really care about. Let's just see. Let's do a filter, like crit damage with a tenacity set on a triangle. Well, of course it's going to be a triangle mod because that's the only one that has. Okay, looks like.
Yeah, I got lucky with my nest because I found her triangle in the shard shop. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the mod store, and it just rolled up really well. Like, it's my third fastest mod plus 22 speed at 6E, but it's also crit damage triangle and it's a tenacity primary.
Let's see if I can't find. Let's see if I can't find a good mod. Let's play some mod store roulette. That's
I
always
always
fun,
like seeing
right?
what you roll.
That's always fun. Well, and I actually have better mod luck when I roll in on a live stream.
Yeah, the
Like
test account.
when well, no, not even on the test account, on my live account. I will level mods till the cows come home when I'm not streaming, and I'll get speed to hit like 3 times out of 25 mods, right? And then I jump on here and I slice 2 mods and I hit speed every time. Ooh, here's a nice crit damage mod. 5 speed base on a crit damage set with offense, speed, protection, and health.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's not bad at all. I'll take it. And doesn't look like there's anything else in the store. There's a blue crit chance with 5 speed and offense secondary, but I don't like to buy blue mods that often from the store.
Yeah,
that's
the
a
blues from the store.
It's a lot of slicing mats to use to get it up to gold.
Yeah, like Shard Shop, I only go for like purples and golds. I mean, just to save the salvage.
Yeah. All right. Let's. Ooh, there's a speed set cross, but not what I need. I wish they would get rid of 4-dot mods out of the mod store, because right now there are almost all 4-dot mods in that role. 4.
Well, you know why they do that, right?
To
kind of force you to buy the stupider mod.
To trick you is what they do it for.
If you see, like, for example, like when you're going in there and you see like a green or something that's got speed like on its own, you're like, oh, that looks decent, you know. But if you don't pay attention to the dodge, you might buy a 4-dot.
Yep. Golly, I haven't even seen a potency or tenacity set triangle. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean that, and it's hard to find a good cross with the primary and speed on it.
Yep, they just don't happen, man.
Plus, I mean, you get an extra 11% tenacity out of it when you slice it to 6E, but again, you don't want to slice a mod to 6E that's like 5-10 speed, right?
I did slice a few slow speed secondary mods for my Zalbar.
But for the primary stat for like health, right?
Actually, for protection, you only get 0.5% of protection, but the secondary base protection gets a pretty big boost. From 5A to 6E, I think I added 15,000 protection, I would guess. Maybe not that much. Well, I guess, yeah, with the 0.5% on each mod.
Yeah, flat stats,
plus the flat stats, because when I would slice a mod with 1,500 protection on it, it would jump up to like 1,900. So I did get, speed secondary. Here, yes! Oh, yes! This is what happens when you pray to the mod gods. I just got a purple tenacity set, crit damage primary, crit chance, speed, and health secondary. That is an Enfys Nest mod if I ever saw it.
Yeah.
All right, my friends, let's slice this Bama Jamma and see what happens. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping that speed only hits once to bump it up to like 8 speed, and I'm hoping that the rest of it goes on the crit chance and health.
Like share the stats.
Yes, like I would love if this mod goes, okay, we want to sort this by crit chance percent. And that, we're going to scroll down here. We're going to find that purple mod. Where are you? Where are you? Let's filter. Only unassigned. Tenacity. Actually, crit damage. And... oh, come on. Oh, that's crit avoidance. Derp. I'm an idiot. Okay. Alright. Yeah, actually... am I an idiot? Did I sort by crit chance last time? I did. I'm an idiot. I probably already had a mod, but that's okay. We'll see how this one goes. Ready? Upgrade. Cross your fingers. Cross your toes. And hold on to your butts. Ooh. Crit chance. Crit chance all 4 times. Or all 3 All 3 upgrades went to crit chance.
What'd it go to?
6.7% crit chance.
Wow, my gosh,
3
wow.
speed. Oh yes, speed hit on the slice.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
telling you, dude. I only slice mods on streams. This is okay. This is staying on Enfys Nest. It's going up. 42% crit damage, 7% crit chance, 8 speed, 1.1 health, and 2.5% potency. Oh my
A great mod.
Oh man. Okay, assign. I wish I had done this before the stupid Grand Arena lock. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Now she's at 192% crit damage. Yeah, her speed went up a tiny bit. Health went up. Looks like 240 health. Her protection went down a little bit. Tenacity went down to 131 and a quarter. Potency went down just a hair. Her crit chance went up to 49%. Lost a little bit of offense, but that's okay, just because it was an offense primary triangle before. But the crit damage, I think, will be a better fit. Holy moly. Oh my god, that just doesn't happen. Somebody out there is cursing me right now. And I'm sure all of you are probably cursing me right now. Oh my god, that shouldn't have happened. But hey, I'm not gonna lie. Oh Jesus, that was awesome. So yeah, if anything, this stream was good for just that slice. The dagger is here, so that's cool.
It's my boy. What's up, Dagger?
Yep.
He's the moderator on my Discord. One of the two.
Nice. Okay, so well, this is nice. I don't have to place quite as many defensive teams as I was really expecting. So I got to place 2, 4, 6, 7 defensive squads. Does it change at all on at 4.5 mil, or is 4 mil the big jump?
Yeah, 4 mil's the biggest one.
Okay. So you still have to place 7 teams on defense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'd prefer this over, ships. When ships is involved, it's different.
Yeah, when ships is involved, you have to place 7 teams and ships. And honestly, that last 5v5, I hated that map. That map was garbage. The whole 5 or 7 teams on the top and then ships on the bottom with no front and back was pretty lame.
They tried to make it like an efficiency thing.
Yeah, which, I mean, I understand the intent there, but just, ugh. When does GA actually log? So, TJ, your Grand Arena actually locks your roster as soon as the preview phase or the enter phase, I guess you could call it the joining phase, closes. As soon as that timer runs out and you go to your first setup phase, that's when it locks. So, in case you were wondering.
He missed the join phase if he hasn't joined on it by now.
Yes. If you haven't joined Grand Arena, then I'm sorry you missed out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's like the only part of the game that I really enjoy anymore.
Yeah, it's
honestly.
definitely bringing life to the PvP aspect, right? As opposed to Arena now. It's like a sandbox.
Yeah, it is. And when you screw up on your first battle and stop giving a shit, and it really turns into a sandbox, because then you just start trying random crap and you get yourself in trouble. I'm pretty sure if I hadn't cleared my opponent, or if my opponent had been able to clear my bottom defense, back rear defense on that last round, he would have beat me. Because it was terrible. I was throwing in just random crap against teams that I was like, yeah, this should beat it. And then I would get my ass kicked, and I'd be like, I guess that didn't beat it. And I did learn that Rey Jedi Training is terrible in 3v3 against crew. She had exactly 0 wins against Kylo Ren Unmasked on offense in a 3v3 setting. So take that for what you will. Let's see. Yeah, my opponent, man. This round is going to be interesting. He's got a Zeta on Princess Leia. He does have a Zeta on Karth, but his Zalbar and Mission are grossly undergeared.
Are you planning on streaming your Grand Arena this time around?
Probably not. Tomorrow
Scheduling,
night.
yeah.
Tomorrow night is game night. My buddy comes over with his wife, and my wife and I, we all four play board games. Then I work this weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, I work both days. Monday, Tuesday, obviously work those days as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend work-wise. Plus, now I'm in probability and statistics and elementary Spanish. So my classes this session are a little bit more difficult, and yeah. So I got homework, and I'm not a fan of math. So yeah.
They're going to shovel all that information into your brain so fast.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to throw it at you, throw it at you, throw it at you.
Yeah. So Aldery473, hey miss, do you prefer 3v3 or 5v5 in GA? I am a 5v5 fan. 3v3 is... There are some oddball defenses. So for my select... How many people are watching right now? So for the 35 of you that are watching, I'll give away a quick secret. On the back rear, my defense team that held and likely saved my bacon was a very unconventional C-3PO team that doesn't use a leader, actually. It uses Chase and C-3PO. Don't ask me why it's so damn effective. I'm assuming it's probably because they're just...
Well, when C-3PO gives them both a second stack of translation, they get extra 10% max damage, so their damage increases alone just from that. And Baze does some pretty good damage on his second special, because it gives that extra bonus damage on top of the crit.
Yes.
And Chase's second special as well hits like a truck. Mine hits for like 35k on the special, and that's before those buffs.
Yeah, I need to honestly, I need to remod my Chirrut. Remod him for offense, because my Chirrut, man, my Rogue One team, I'm not gonna lie, kind of got my sloppy seconds when it comes to mods.
Oh yeah, well I only invested in Chirrut and Baze. Like the rest of them are at gear 8, if not gear 7. Like I don't care about that day 6 mission, because MC doesn't need me to do that. Like at the end of the day, like we have the GP to get 45 and 48 stars, so it's like those characters are irrelevant, and I don't use them really unless they're reinforcements for ships. So I mean, like you don't need the max reinforcement ships really.
Yeah, right. That's what I place fast.
And I climb to first every day with ships. You know, like Cassian's U-Wing's like one of my favorite ships, hands down. But also another a zinger for 3v3. It's a good Enfys Nest killer. C-3PO, Han, and Chewie. Because C-3PO automatically get the buff, and as soon as you start putting Confuse onto Nest, she's not gonna do her thing, and the combination of Chewie and Han just run them over.
Yeah, as long as you can time the attacks right, so that you let her take a turn. That's the kicker. She's got to take a turn.
She comes off it. Yes. And there's 2 stuns on the team too. So on top of the Confuse with the 2 stuns,
you get she won't be able to counter
chance and offense up.
Yep. She
it's also really good for like say like a Kira L3 Nest team, or like a double tank Nest team without a leader. Like you see a couple of those pop up.
I honestly haven't seen Nest on defense that often.
I like her for offense.
Oh my god, I never place her on defense. She's too good. There's too much stuff that she can solo.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you put her in against any Ewoks, she'll solo them. You put her in against Bastila, Shan, lead Jedi, and if she's got a high enough tenacity and can resist the stun, that's the kicker. Because once Bastila stuns her, she's done for. Because you got to have the counters. That's how she beats a Bastila team.
Well, if you're gonna solo with anything, especially like a Bastila team or
Mhm.
even a Jedi Knight Revan team, it has to be a Gear 12 nest. Has to
Yes,
be Gear
yes, it
12,
has to be for
and
the
the
extra.
Zeta because she
Yes.
needs the Hell Steel and to ignore taunts.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love Enfys Nest, and if it, I would be pretty tempted to put our Gear 12 Plus pieces on, but there are so many other characters that use these pieces, man. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I mean I only put one of the Gear 12 Plus piece on her, so I can
Mhm.
still give her that second one in the top, yeah, in the top right. But I mean, ultimately, like she does her thing, and she has her speed, and she's modded for tenacity. She doesn't have the 6E cross, so if she had the 6E cross, I can add another 11% tenacity on her. But
Ooh, that's a
I'm still
good
waiting for
point.
that good one to like proc up with speed.
Oh, I do have.
Uh,
Ooh, I actually have a pretty good one on her right now. It's a
and
tad.
another
It's
character too, Wampa. If you're not using Wampa for the raid, load him up with tenacity too, so he can't get stunned either, and then he's gonna do the same thing in a Rex Wampa team.
Yeah, so that's one thing that got me on this last one. I was an idiot and was just being an idiot, and I threw Wampa in, and this was part of my round 3 total flippin' failure, just chain event of failures on this last Grand Arena. I'm glad I didn't stream too much of it. I threw in Wampa by himself against a Jin Chase, and I was like, I should be able to outlast that first stun and just tear him apart. Nope. Nope, I didn't last through that first
Stun
stun.
locked you,
Nope, I got
yeah.
stun
And then
locked
Jin's turn meter
yep.
gain. Oh,
Yep. So she just absolutely massacred my Wampa, and I just sat there and went, so that just happened.
well, and
And
another
I could have
thing you
just
can
thrown I could
do.
have just thrown Rex lead in and I would have been fine.
Yeah, and I mean, like another thing you can do if you're not confident in your nest tenacity, right? You can go with a farm boy Luke lead, and then
Oh yeah.
Enfy's Rex one or the other with both, right? So you get the tenacity benefit from both leads. And my farm boy Luke's like Gear 7, so like he's just there for the
Oh
leadership.
yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't need the Zeta on the lead or anything. It just gives advantage. I mean, like
Yep.
it's not it's definitely one of those trash
5%.
characters that helps so much.
Yeah, it's only 5% tenacity, and I have been guilty of throwing Farm Boy lead in with my Enfys, just letting him be the sacrificial tenacity lamb, because yeah,
Yeah, it helps her or Wampa so much,
yeah,
especially if you mod them for tenacity. Like my Wampa's at 115% or 117% tenacity right now, and it's just putting what I could on them with some good damage too as well.
yeah. So Helenix asks, why would the extra tenacity on Wampa outweigh his hits power because he ramps up his hits strength? Pretty much, yeah. That's the idea.
Well,
Is
it does make it a little weaker, definitely. Like, but again, Wampa's ramping that damage up too as well. So as long as you can keep him alive, and mine's Gear 12, not Gear 12 plus or anything. He does have both the bayonets, and it just it's built. It's just like Ness. Like she starts off really slow within the first couple minutes against the Jedi, but then once she ramps up, she's hitting for mass damage. Mass damage. Same thing with Wampa.
Let's see if my Wampa, if I can find a tenacity cross with.
And
I
I
would
brought
be
this up like a
stealing
couple weeks ago too.
Veers.
You got to think like you're not using him in the raider for damage output anymore, so it makes sense to
Right.
just load him up for tenacity for PvP.
Right. Let's see. Let's sort by tenacity here. Let's filter. Let's go offense mods. I'm going to keep an offense set on him just because offense is nice. Veers apparently has my offense set with tenacity on it.
So we need some crit damage, crit chance mods.
Ooh, do a walkthrough on how to beat a Darth Revan. Let's see.
Oh, easy. EP Invader.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't moved any mods around. So EP Vader with the Triumvirate, you say?
Yeah.
Is kind of
I
the
mean,
go-to?
like, between the Drain Force of Nihilus and Scion's Dispel AoE, it just helps get the debuffs going and helps spam that EP lead turn meter. And then once your Vader gets that culling blade on Revan, it's done. Like Revan, like I said, I hit Revan for 113k, I believe it was. One shot him with full protection and everything.
Yep.
And it's disgusting, man. Because after that, you can kind of pick your poison. Like the team comp I faced was the Thrawn, Sith Trooper, 4th and 5th, right?
Yeah.
And the match started with them taking off. They went first and everything. And then as soon as EP and them got that turn meter, they started going. The 3rd or 4th move was Vader's calling blade, and it's opening the matchup. You know what I mean? So even with your enemy going first, you got the advantage from EP's turn meter and the debuff stacking on Darth Revan, like the ferocity and all the debuffs that he gives himself and the team. One shot with Vader.
So this team in my current arena, I can probably beat it with the Jedi Knight Revan. This is my current arena team. I'm not going to bother with moving mods around, but let's go with Jedi Knight Revan against this Darth Revan, all gear 12, full Zetas.
Yeah, you're going to want to go after Bastila first and hope she's not modded for health and protection.
We'll find out. Looked like she had a speed set on, so we'll see how this goes. Let's go. And looks like I can probably... Let's see if we can take her out. Looks like maybe not. I need to get a turn here, and it doesn't look like I'm going to. Oh, there she is. She's down. All right, so she's down. Sith Trooper has the green light, and everybody is dying. Let's get a revive here. Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan lost his life at the expense of... Ah, crap. Yeah. Don't look like I'm gonna win. I gotta kill HK here. This ain't gonna happen. Nope. Done. I lose.
Yeah, the thing about those Darth Revan teams is, like, what I did was I switched Darth Revan's new mods that I sliced up for him with Jedi Knight Revan. And the combination of some of my really fast mods from Boba and then the really fast mods that I took off Poe and gave them to Darth Revan, and then just did the switch swap. Like, Darth Revan got Jedi Knight Revan mods and vice versa. And my Darth Revan speed is at 324 right now. And that's the thing. You can get Jedi Knight Revan up to that speed, but I've seen speeds up to like the 330s, 335, and it's disgusting. Like, you can't compete with that speed with Jedi Knight Revan even. It's insane. Man. That's why Palpatine, I'm telling you, Palpatine, I've even seen some combinations of, pieces of the Triumvirate, Fallen Bastila on the team too, and she gives Palpatine all that extra potency and defense. Well,
that's part of the reason I gave her the Zeta. Her Zeta is actually worth it now. That 50% potency, dude. I throw 3v3. One of my favorite 2-man squads, Emperor Palpatine and Bastila Fallen, man. They'll take out damn near anything by themselves.
Yeah, one of mine is Savage and Bastila Fallen.
yeah, I could see that being really powerful too. So McMole2 actually put out a video, unconventional defense teams, and one of his defensive teams that he came up with, or that he had recommended to him, was Savage Opress, Sith Trooper, and Marauder. Believe it or not.
Oh man, that sounds nasty.
Because I didn't even think about this, because Marauder, his unique, he gets plus 10% defense, plus 10% health steal, and plus 10% tenacity for each buff on all characters. So as Savage Opress keeps getting hit and keeps stacking up health up or heal over time, the Sith Marauder is just getting tankier and tankier, and getting more and more health steal and tenacity, and then has, he's not going to get quite as much crit chance offense and potency for all the debuffs on enemy characters, but it's pretty crazy because he actually gets kind of tanky, and then the Sith Trooper already has a ton of defense, and under a Savage lead, he's going to get, 85% more defense, I think? Where's my Savage? There he is.
75.
Yeah, 75% defense. So it's a timeout team is basically what it's designed to be, is a timeout team. You also gotta
that sounds so nasty. Oh my god.
It's not going to be super defensive, but you never know. I mean, that Sith Marauder might be able to chew somebody down to below 50% health, and then Savage just come in and pow, smash him.
Yeah, I could see Marauder or Assassin even.
Yeah. Especially Sith Tank the Sith Trooper can hit through protection. So it's possible. You never know. If you had a Gear 12 Count Dooku, would you guys always add him into a Palpatine FNB squad in 3v3? So, I actually have a Gear 12 Zeta Dooku, so I am part of that crowd. I believe you have to take your Dooku to Gear 12 for the Sith Apprentice quest line. So, yes, my Dooku is 12. I took and gave him the Zeta. He has his 3 Gear 12 pieces. And in the places where I didn't want to go in 2v3, I did put Dooku as the 3rd on my EP lead team. So, yes. Gear 11 Marauder, thank you for the defensive. Don't thank me, thank McMole. I'm just passing along the good news.
Well, if you got Dooku like that too, have you seen Rumple?
What?
Have you seen Rumple?
Rumple?
Yeah, Rumple. Oh man, you gotta look him up right now then, or write it down real quick. He's got a video he just put out with Dooku beating both Revans under EP lead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got, what is it, EP, Dooku, Vader, and pick your 2 of the Triumvir, and he like shuffles a couple of them out, and then he also puts Darth Revan in the team too as well. It's interesting.
Well, oh, Jesus. With Darth Revan, under EP, Darth Revan is fucking monster. He's so good.
Nasty.
Rumble. Yeah, okay, I'll have to check him out, man. That's awesome. I'll check that out.
He's a pretty good content creator, man. I've been following him for a while.
Count Dooku, huh? I wonder how he's got him modded. Because I've got my...
He does go over the mods at the end, too, of the video. I
did kind of just throw, not really random, but random mods on my Dooku. He's
him fast.
he's 258 speed, not lightning fast. His potency is 116% though.
Wow. Oh yeah.
It's not even with a potency set. He has really high base potency anyway. Let's see. Yeah, his base potency is 80-something%. I think. Maybe 85%, wow. I think. So
he must be like the most potent character in the game.
I think he is. So 100. You got to remember he's pre-mods, so I think they made him a naturally tanky character. So let's see 85% base potency.
That's why when you face him, he's always stunning you, but when you have him, he's never stunning.
Yep. He's pretty damn good. That's probably why when they gave him his first little mini rework, they didn't increase the % chance to stun on any of his abilities. Because you look at his basic, and his basic only has... this is probably the lowest % chance of any negative status effect on any basic attack. It's a 25% chance to stun and a 25% chance to inflict ability block, doubled against Jedi. It's only doubled against Jedi, so... It's not even a 100% chance to stun Jedi.
Yeah, only doubled.
The top duelist, one of the best duelists in the Star Wars lore, and he's only got a 50% chance to stun an ability block. And then his special ability has a 50% chance to shock and stun, and a 50% chance to stun a random debuff chances against Jedi are doubled. So he does have, at least against Jedi, a 100% chance to stun and a 100% chance to inflict shock on Jedi. So that's, yeah, kind of good. And Super Sith meta, yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I might start running the Triumvirate, but the thing there is, excuse me. Back at my level, there are so many other Jedi Knight Revens that I would just get hammered and probably fall to like 115 on overnight. So, not a fan. I do have 2,700 prestige, so I think I'm going to hold off on playing anymore for a while. Because I don't think any capital ships are going to be coming anytime soon. I really don't. So, is anybody else surprised that we haven't really heard jack squat about what's coming through this month? Anybody? Bueller?
I think it's that Territory Battles reskin.
Yeah, it might be. We did... Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, this happened this afternoon. So this afternoon, it looks like they did reveal that Flight of the Falcon was coming the 11th, so a week before I predicted it.
Can't wait. Yes.
Mist might not be the smartest man on Earth. I'm not a smart man. But I do know what Galaxy of Heroes is.
I like to run in.
I know what love is. I love you, Johnny. Such a dumb movie. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, there's Flight of the Falcon is the only thing that we've got revealed so far coming through this month. That means that it's 1 week earlier than I predicted, so that's 1 week less time for you guys to farm. I think it might have been Helenix who was asking about farming your ships, whether you could have it to 7 stars before then. So you lost a week on your farming, buddy, but what that usually does mean, though, is that packs come back usually. The first time a legendary event does come back, and I think in subsequent when subsequent events come up, they do bring packs back. So you might be able to shell out a few bucks to finish off any ships that aren't finished yet. That's if you spend money, or you can just stockpile all your crystals between now and then and hope for good packs or good drops from the random pack.
I would go start double or maybe even triple refreshing the nodes because, again, like, remember when they first introduced the cheaper crystal refresh on the nodes and then they took it away from us, how much we freaked out, right? Like,
yeah,
that's bound to happen again sooner or later,
They brought that back, and I don't know if they'll ever take it away. I mean, I know that they said it was going to be a temporary thing again. Holy cow. Oh, man, I got a lot of sleep last night, too, but... Man,
but if that happens again, we're going to riot again, right?
Yeah, we will. We'll riot. And we'll probably get it back. So, yeah. I don't know.
It's like one of those concepts to where, like, if you give us something and take it away, it's horrible, right? Like, you remember when they first introduced the Sith Raid and, like, you were getting all those, like, guaranteed 2 fully crafted Gear 12 plus pieces and all that stuff, and then they took it away from us, and we're like, no.
Well,
and they're like, here's mod salvage.
I think they were Gear 12. I don't think they introduced Gear 12 plus until...
not Gear 12 plus. Yeah, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, those Gear 12 pieces were... Oh, man, those were so good.
Yeah.
I want them back.
My first 2 heroic Sith raids, I got 2 fully crafted bayonets, like 1 each. I was like, yes.
Slash Van Rhodes brings up a very good point. He says, I expect an announcement at Celebration. This is a possibility. I mean, Star Wars show. So I don't know if any of you guys watch Star Wars show on YouTube. It's kind of like a little podcast, I think a weekly podcast that they do. But they did cover Galaxy of Heroes a couple weeks ago about Darth Revan. So Galaxy of Heroes is still very much on the Star Wars radar. It's very much a big piece of Star Wars as a whole, as a community, as as a multimedia platform. So Galaxy of Heroes is there. It is a presence. It is a multimedia presence within Star Wars. So there is a very good possibility. Slash Van Rhodes, you are probably very, very, very correct in assessing that either they will announce something at Star Wars Celebration, or they could possibly just combine a big forum announcement with a big Star Wars Celebration announcement. So the fact that Star Wars Celebration is this month, the Clone Wars is probably going to have a big announcement. They'll probably release another trailer. They are going to be announcing a bunch of other new content that's coming out. Oh, man. The one thing that I know a lot of people are like, Episode 9 trailer, Episode 9 trailer. Yeah, I don't give a shit about the Episode 9 trailer. I care about The Mandalorian. I want to know what Jon Favreau has got cooking with The Mandalorian. I am freaking stoked about that show. And, oh boy.
Have you heard the rumors about Keanu Reeves playing KOTOR?
Playing Darth Revan. I've heard those rumors. Those were not just April Fool's rumors. I have seen that rumor before April Fool's. So I don't know who started that rumor. I don't know how much truth there is to that rumor.
Oh, it's everywhere over social media, yeah.
But I have also heard the rumor, and this was also pre-April Fool's, that the God, I can't remember who it is. Now I gotta go and search my damn Twitter because I retweeted this.
Like John Wick is Revan, yes, please.
Yes, John Wick is Revan. Thank you. I will take that and run with it.
Take all my money.
Okay, so let's see. Let me see if I can find it. It was an article that talked about the possibility of... here it is. The Game of Thrones showrunners will make a Star Wars film series covering the Old Republic era. Yeah. If that happened, I think Disney would be remiss to overlook the amount of fanfare. Just how much... I mean, you want to reunite the fan base? A Darth Revan trilogy. And it doesn't even have to honestly be a Darth Revan trilogy. It can just be an Old Republic trilogy. Make me a trilogy about Darth Malak. I'll be happy, man. I will be... yeah, so, about that. If you haven't... pure cinematic gold here is watch all of the Old Republic, Star Wars The Old Republic, the old MMORPG that I don't know if it is dead yet or not. The old MMORPG, The Old Republic, go watch all of those trailers, all the cinematic cutscenes smashed together. It's actually really wicked awesome. Darth Malak is a beast. He's a monster.
Oh yeah, such a iconic villain in the Star Wars universe too.
Yeah, the extended universe has just such a wealth of cinematic gold. Like, so much content there to make amazing stuff. Now, I'm not expecting like blood, gore, and gratuitous violence that Game of Thrones has in Star Wars. I don't think that they would ever introduce something like that. But you take guys who are capable of spinning such amazing content. Like the storytelling, now granted they had JR or JJ, god dang it, I can't remember the guy's name. Oh god, help me out here. Game of Thrones. Who writes that shit? Fudge.
I don't
R.
know.
R.
I
Martin.
haven't gotten
George
to
R. R.
watch Game
Martin.
of
George R.
Thrones.
R. Martin. Okay, yes.
Hmm.
George R. R. Martin. Yes, granted, he wrote the storyline, but you have the Revan and Old Republic storyline pretty much already written. These guys would just be adapting it to film. So yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Search Star Wars: The Old Republic cutscene movie. Lots of people have clipped them together. It's pretty epic. It's only like 20 minutes too, so just go watch it. It's. Yeah, I know. Well, Doge's, I don't know. The mother of all curse words, Christmas story, Star Wars story. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, God, man, if we had a Darth Revan trilogy, that would be so badass, especially with Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan. uh, that would just be, God, it would be so awesome. So much fun, but yeah. Keanu rumor was begun by an artist concept rendering where the artist drew Keanu Reeves' face on Revan, and that is what started a rumor. Saw a YouTube video about it, and if it's on YouTube, it's got to be true. This is true. It's so true. Yeah. Darth John Wick. It wasn't just a puppy.
Yeah, I just did one of my arena battles, and it just feels so different in arena now, doesn't it? Like, it's just, man, it's everywhere now. Like, remember, like, when we had the Rex, Mother Tals, and Wamba teams, and, like, you had your mix of, like, EP, JTR,
Yep.
Night Sisters. Now, it's kind of like that again, in a sense, right?
Yeah, kind of. Probably inside the top 30, top 35. My arenas, though, almost completely Jedi Knight Revan, from like 40 to 100. So
Wow, that's pretty deep for Jedi Knight Revan. I mean, I haven't looked back, like, in the, like, past the 50s in a
well,
while, but, man, it's like,
my server is a day one server, so
yeah,
it's a
I
lot of
started,
very
like, a
old
month
players.
after.
Yeah, mine has a lot of very old players, so um, that's pretty much the main reason that um, there are so many Jedi Knight Revens. In fact, I would be willing to wager that if I were to find some way to conduct a census on my entire server, that there would probably be, I don't know, I would probably guess around 200 Jedi Knight Revens on my server.
I believe it. I believe
At
it.
least 200. I suppose I probably could. Actually, no, I know there's more than that because to get my because after the Jedi Knight Revan meta started was when I started my Sith Master quest, and my Sith Master quest now I need to get 8 more territory battle stars. Hopefully the first 2 phases will satisfy that. I think I always forget to check in the middle of territory battles whether I'm actually getting stars per phase or if it only calculates it at the end. But the previous prestigious quest for the Sith Master was to win 20 arena battles with only Sith. And at the time, you could not beat Jedi Knight Revan with any Sith. Yeah. So I had to actually throw in... What did I end up doing? I think I just threw in C-3PO and Hermit Yoda, so that I would just sandbag. And I think I sandbagged all the way back to like 270, 280 in arena, and ended up fighting a bunch of Jedi Knight Revens all the way back there. So,
wow.
And pretty decent ones too. My mirror matches, once I finally got won enough battles with just Sith, I ended up switching back to Jedi Knight Revan, and there were even a couple of mirror matches that I ended up timing out against. So, some pretty decent ones. So, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Slash Van Rhodes, JKR mirror in the 200 to 300 arena ranks. Holy moly. So,
well, and then with Fallen Bastards rework, like, just her and EP against any Jedi Knight Revan team now is it's manageable. It's possible now. Like I've seen, and the reason why I brought the rock paper scissors concept back up is because like, you know, I have a buddy of mine who runs Grievous with BB-8 instead of Magna Guard, and he's in the top 10 almost all the time. And he smashes Jedi Knight and Darth Revan teams on offense. And then you're also seeing like your Traya leads again. You're seeing all these different leaders pop back up in between Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan.
Yeah, that's true.
It's flexible. Night Sisters are still there.
So pulling up the meta report. Let's kind of refresh this report here real quick.
When they were looking at, when RSG was looking at it last night, Darth Revan was at like 40 or 44%, I think it was. So it's still pretty interesting.
When you're looking at the 1 to 100, Jedi Knight Revan still has a 68% market share.
Wow.
Darth Revan is only a 15% of the top 100. When you go to rank 1 is where you start seeing the very relatively even split. 46% Darth Revan now, 36% Jedi Knight Revan, 12% EP, 3% Traya, 3% Commander Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, CLS popping back up too there.
Yep, because he can hammer Darth Revan.
He handled both Revans, yeah.
So when you go to rank 1 through 10, that's where you see virtually even. 41% Jedi Knight, 41% Darth, 11% Palp, 3% CLS, 3% Traya, 1% Basilishan.
Wow,
So,
I'm surprised Night Sisters aren't up there.
Mother Talzin, there are 55. 55 Mother Talzin leads.
Wow, that's still pretty impressive for this meta, too.
Yeah, there are 59 Rey Jedi Training, 22 Grievous, and 12 Darth Maul.
That's so funny because my boy is one of those 22 Grievous teams. Is a Strike Bomb Droid King.
That's funny. But yeah, so it looks like Jedi Knight Revan still has a very strong foothold in arenas, and I think the reason for that is the fact that a lot of people outside of the top 10 probably didn't get Darth Revan. I'm sure probably some of the people in the top 20, top 30 probably got Darth Revan, but when you're talking about the top 100 in each arena shard, it probably was about 15 to 20% of those players got Darth Revan. I'm figuring in about another 5% because right now 15% of the top 100 is Darth Revan. I would imagine that there's probably another 5% out there who have Darth Revan but not a Darth Revan arena viable team yet to run in arenas, so they're still running Jedi Knight Revan. The other 85% are probably just going to keep running Jedi Knight Revan, Emperor Palpatine, Commander Luke Skywalker, plus, you know, those Emperor Palpatine teams and the Darth Traya teams. Those people are probably running Darth Revan on that team under Palp or Traya. So I would probably, I don't know, you might be able to get away with saying that 25% of the top 100 players on each arena probably, or 25% of the top 100, maybe not the top 25%, but 25% of each top 100 in each arena shard probably got Darth Revan. The next time it comes around, obviously, I'm working towards getting ready for that. Obviously, I'm still finishing this farm up. Basilishan Fallen is almost done. Carthanasi is a little shy of halfway to 6 stars. Juhani is a little behind that as well. But yeah, I will be ready for Darth Revan when he comes back around. Honestly, I think we'll probably see here very soon. We'll probably see Droideka, Battle Destroyer Droid becoming farmable soon. I'm expecting that to just go on a generic hard node. B1 Battle Droid will probably also go on a generic hard node. I don't know. Do you think we'll see anybody else go? Who do you think they're going to put anybody on Cantina?
I mean, if it is going on a Cantina node, it'll go on a really high energy one for the starting point. But I mean,
do you think they would put the Destroyer Droid on Cantina?
I mean, honestly, I think I agree with you with them going on hard nodes because there's plenty of fleet nodes they could put it on for one just to make you
Mm-hmm.
do higher refreshes for one.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I mean, both characters have such an impact in the game. Like, they're gonna make you probably put them both on hard nodes. I would want to see maybe the B1 on Cantina, but I think that character, it's still like a like, remember how they reworked HK's lead? They kind of made
Mm-hmm.
that character to not crit because of that lead. I think they need to kind of tweak those characters before they release them free to play, but I don't see that happening anytime soon either, unfortunately. So we're gonna see them both on hard nodes, and they're gonna be long grinds. And I'm making
Mm-hmm.
that investment right now. Like, I'm gearing all of them, and like I'd say like a week and a half ago, I was up in the middle of the night in between my arena climbs, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take B1 from gear 7 to gear 11 for no reason, and the rest of them are all gear 9, gear 8, and I'm like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
guess I'm kind of forced to make this investment now. So
Yeah.
uh, it's gonna be worth it. I'm even chipping away at them in shipments from like the 320 crystal shards, so like I'm 20, 24 a piece going into 5 stars. I got the packs too as well, the $10 and $20 packs for the droids.
Yeah. So I'm kind of torn in that regard because I don't necessarily um God dang. So I'm obviously not buying them out of shipments. That's not happening. But I'm not. I mean, I haven't even leveled up Droideka, Destroyer Droid. He is level 1, and I know that he's good. I know he's good. What was it?
True
McMull mentioned.
damage.
Yeah, the true damage. God dang, what was it? I don't think it was Grievous. It wasn't a Grievous lead. Um, it was another. It was another one of.
JTR.
No, I don't think it was JTR. God dang, I can't remember what it was. But it was a. It was another one of those one of McMull's unconventional defensive squads, and
Oh yeah.
it was. It had Destroyer Droid on it with B. I don't even think it was B1. It was B2. It actually, you know what? It might have been a Grievous lead Destroyer Droid B2, 3v3.
Yeah, because it kind of forces them to taunt either one, and
Mm-hmm.
like if you have the Zeta B2 and Grievous is unique,
Uh huh.
there's just spamming turn meter between those three droids.
Yeah,
And
it's
then if it
brutal.
forces the taunt onto B2, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna force the taunt over to Droideka when it's like indestructible, or it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna force the taunt onto Droideka right away. So either way, it's gonna kind of lock you there.
Right. Yeah, it's really good.
That is
Yeah.
annoying. I haven't even seen that video, man. I gotta check that video out.
Oh, what is this? Darth John Wick. Sorry, I haven't. I gotta catch up on chat here a little bit. Could make a tier 9 of Cantina and a whole new level of nodes at 20 energy a pop. Ugh, Jason, don't even talk like that. Don't even talk like that. God, that would be so terrible.
I'd rather him do it in Cantina though, because it goes towards the 600s, and you could actually like do
That's
the triple
true.
refresh. And
That's
yeah,
true.
those Cantina grinds
God,
are
it's
easy. They go by so
so much
fast.
energy though.
Yeah, I'll spend the 300 and not spend it on anything else. You know what I mean? I get first in both shards because my payouts at 1 o'clock in the morning and 2 for ships, so I'm on an island of my own.
That's crazy. God, that's so. Ugh. No, thank you.
I love the payout change. I get off work really late anyways, and
That's true.
either way, if I'm gonna be up on the weekends, I'm playing. So
That's true. All right. I'll give you a pass on that. Right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and farm this real quick. See if I can get some more. Nope, of course. 10 battles, 0 drops. Stupid. Alright, so I still need a couple more pieces. 2 flippin' stun guns for Django to gear 12. But, yeah. So, I'm like I said, I'm probably going to play around a little bit, see what I can't come up with on defense. This first round is probably going to be a good sandboxing round. I don't imagine that I will lose this round. I only have to have 7 offensive teams, and 5v5 for me, one of the other reasons I really like 5v5 is because it's consistent. I hate to use this as kind of an excuse, but I understand 5v5 far more than and there's a lot less unknowns and a lot less RNG in a 5v5. 3v3 has a lot of RNG. Like, crew can absolutely wipe the floor with somebody in 3v3 unless you go in with mass overkill. In 3v3, you can have random teams like a Qui-Gon Jinn lead with 2 freaking Jedi randomly beat a team that it shouldn't be able to beat, or definitely wouldn't be able to beat in 5v5 format. So I like 5v5 because there's a lot less unknown there. That, and I can actually kind of play around a little bit with my defensive. If I were to put Nest on defense, I would probably put her under a Kira lead. Just run like a full Karth Old Republic team, and then run Kira, Vandor. So I would run Kira, L3, Vandor, Nest, and I don't know, maybe OG Lando. You know what I mean? Because OG Lando actually does pretty well with a Kira lead.
Because... Or you could do the Kira mission Zalbar, and then Karth, Canderous, and Juhani.
Well, my Juhani is only gear 8.
Well, either way, you're gonna end up gearing
it's
the whole team up in the long term. I mean, I'm sorry, I totally got off track. Then I'm sorry, brother.
No, you're cool, man. So the lead for Kira is 20%, additional 20% critical chance. So you take 20% critical chance, add that to Lando Calrissian's already pretty decent. So his base crit chance, well, the way I have him modded right now, he's at 48.8% crit chance. His unique gives him additional 15% crit chance, and he gains crit chance up when he scores a critical hit. So if he lands, he's going to have 48 plus 15. That bumps him up to 65%, 63% crit chance plus an additional 20. So 63 plus 20, that's 83% crit chance. As long as the enemy team doesn't have like foresight all over itself, Lando's going to score 2 critical chances, and then he's going to get crit chance up. So the crit chance up is going to bump that 80 something all the way. It's gonna bump it up to over 100% crit chance. So he's going to have a guaranteed crit on every single attack. And his AOE, once it scores more than 1 critical hit, it resets the cooldown and does 100% more damage on its next use. So I also have a crit damage triangle on him, so he's getting that extra crit damage. So I should probably try and figure out a way to get a crit damage mod set on him as well, and try and keep his crit chance as high as I can, because Lando Calrissian is kind of one of those like diamonds in the rough under a Kira lead, and he's just a lot of fun. Until I gear up my young Lando, because gearing up young Lando is another one of my to-do list items. In fact, honestly, let's see here. I don't have it. Oh, I do. Let's see. Ready? Oh, I'm not going to get it. Nope, didn't get it. Okay. All right, well. At any rate, so yeah. Am I finding a lot of Darth Revans in my Grand Arenas? Contingent missed the first part of the stream. The Darth Revan count in my current Grand Arena, there are 3. My current opponent has Darth Revan, but no Jedi Knight Revan, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Yep. Yeah, so.
Oh, what I was trying to say earlier, too.
Oh, yeah.
Before I was like, when I was cutting in and out earlier, when I was like, oh, I got a Gear 12 Max Darth Revan. I'm the coolest guy in the world. I was saying my GA opponent had a Gear 12 Darth Revan, but he only had one of the Gear 12 Plus pieces, so that's like the only advantage I got on him. And he's got, more Gear 12 than me, more Zetas than me, so it's always like that kind of matchup because I have a little extra fluff. Like earlier on, like I would say like my 2-year marker, I was like focused on leveling all the characters up to 85 and Gear 7 and plus, you know what I mean? Every character purple. And now I'm regretting that because my Grand Arena matches are always really tough, but I like the competition too. So, I mean, you can see when I'm on, RSG streams or like, I just like hanging out with everybody else and doing Grand Arena. A lot of the other content creators on my Discord, we always hang out with each other on the streams, and it's the strategy building and the back and forth, and the do's and don'ts. It's really fun to interact with the whole community like that. That kind of gives you a bigger perspective of everything. And I love my territory wars too, being an MC3. Like, we're always competitive, and we're always liking to have that competitive edge, even though we're looking a little understaffed or underwhelming.
Right. No, I hear you, man. I
and
that's part of the
mods
reason
too.
That's
part of mods.
Oh god, mods are always fun. I probably screw up my mod sets all the time. I could probably scroll through my mods here and have people go, "What the? Are you what? Come on, Mist, you idiot."
Yeah, when I started slicing early, like 6Es, like I was slicing them for some of the primary stats and all that kind of stuff, and it ships even just to get him to 6E, like some of Thrawn's mods that he probably shouldn't have had or could have had better mods in that spot. So they kind of had that ripple effect, but I've been making them work, and now I've been slicing the right mods, obviously.
So you wanna see some goofy dumb fudgery? My Admiral Akbar, because
don't
I run
buy an Omega
because
fleet currency.
Yeah, Ranger will have a freaking aneurysm.
I was watching that stream when I was going home from work, and I was like, no. Yeah, I was yelling at my phone, and people were staring at me like I was a crazy person. I was like, no.
Oh my god, that's great.
It was funny though. I was laughing so hard.
That's great. So my Admiral Akbar, because I run home 1 in arenas, my home 1 almost always goes before my enemy home 1 because I actually have 60 mods on my Akbar.
Well, see, what I do is I take my Thrawn's mods and I leave Akbar unmodded, unless I'm going to use them for like Territory Wars or Grand Arena. Like, I keep them unmodded because it takes a lot of fluff off. But then if I need ships, I put the mods on them for Thrawn's backup mods and, keep the loadouts. I have a couple of loadouts that I like to keep for, raids and, Grand Arena Territory Wars. I have like 20 or 30 loadouts, I think, but they're primarily for the same characters like Ness, Thrawn, my Revans, my HK and Grandmaster Yoda.
So I have some loadouts, but honestly, I think they're all like really outdated. I've got that's an outdated.
Dude, I spend like an hour staring at my mods every day at least.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped swapping mods. I stopped swapping mods a while ago, and
well, I like set it and forget it, but I like to swap them for certain reasons, like who we're facing in Territory Wars, or who I want to do what in Grand Arena.
Yeah, I don't really do that either. I kind of have just gone through and been like, yeah, I'm gonna optimize these characters. So basically, what I kind of did, and this is what I recommend to anybody who's lazy like me, go through and identify your best characters, your best teams, and your best defensive characters, and kind of put them into a rack and stack. And the way I kind of prioritize is so let me sort my roster by speed. So obviously Jedi Knight Revan. I've got Jedi Knight Revan. Jedi Knight Revan, I want to be the fastest person on my roster. Next person that I want to be fastest on my roster is Grand Admiral Thrawn. And I could probably swap some of the mods from R2 over to BB-8 and make BB-8 a little bit faster, but the way I run BB-8 with other droids, I'm not too worried about his speed. He just needs to be around 250. That's kind of what I shoot for BB-8. and I believe that he is 258. So my BB-8's about where I want him to be, because when I run BB-8 under JTR, especially 5v5, I run him at least. I run a JTR BB-8 R2 C3PO. So he's getting three. He's got two other droids boosting his turn meter in that regard. Then I obviously want a fast Poe, because you want your Poe to be at least like 235. I think is kind of like the sweet spot. I have mine at 251. So
I took all my pose mods off ever since the Finn rework. I'm just like, no.
yeah, honestly, that's a good point. I probably should just,
because then you can slice those and
him.
round those up to, say you're Thrawn after you get Darth Revan, or even straight to Darth Revan when you get him. It's like once you get Darth Revan, it has this like big ripple effect on your mods. Like I'm still kind of remodding certain characters.
Yeah, he's got some okay secondary. Oh, he's got a really nice health set, crit damage, 16 speed secondary triangle, and an 11 speed square, 14 speed circle. It's blue mod. It could slice.
Nope, it's blue. Don't do it. It's blue.
We're gonna slice it anyway.
Oh, you're gonna slice it. I thought you were talking about the store. Excuse me.
Crit chance and protection. Okay, all right. Well, oh well. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, you can't slice them all, right?
We're gonna slice this triangle. Let's go for speed. Yes, a 20 speed.
Nice.
And health on the second one. Okay, all right, that's fine. Hit once. That's a 20 speed secondary.
That, yeah.
And you know what? Let's play around with my mods a little bit right now. So, Poe Dameron, you do not need to be so fast.
You can just, if you really use his ship too, you can just give him gold mods. They don't have to have.
Well,
they don't even have to
be. They don't even have to be gold. They don't even have to be gold.
Yeah, to give him that little offensive boost at the end, like that's special. Like you want to push that as far as you can, because you don't have to give him 6E mods, but you can give him 5As, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some junk 5As.
Okay. Poe. Well, obviously, I want to lock that mod.
But again, that's if you use his ship, because you're not really going to use the character anymore. Since that Finn team's gone, like...
Yep. I can just give him garbage mods. Well, Commander Luke Skywalker just got a nice little speed boost. I just swapped that 20 speed secondary over to my Commander Luke Skywalker. He's up at 263 now. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's better than mine. That's way mine's like 252, I think it is.
Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and just throw something over here. Yeah, that's a 4-speed secondary. Cool. All right. Assign. He's still at 239. Still at 239 speed. So I mean, I could use him. I use him occasionally, and I do use him. I do use his ship, so I do want to leave him modded. What I was going to look at, though, was my General Veers. Where the hell are you, General Veers? Oh, I'm still sorted by speed, so I should probably go up to all. Where did you go, General Veers? General Veers. Ah, here he is. Okay, so... Helenix, one day I'm going to beg that Miss slice my mods on his show.
Hey, Mist, I'm sorry. My son's starting to wake up. I gotta get running, brother.
Okay, man. Hey, take care. I'm probably gonna be logging off here in a few minutes, so yeah.
I'm sorry, brother. I hope you have a good night.
No, you're good, man. Go take care of your son, man. Take care. Family first, bro.
Have a good night, brother.
Yep, you too, man. Take care. Yep, I'm probably gonna piss everybody off here if I keep slicing mods, so I will go ahead and put a stop on that one. But yeah, so what I was talking about here is I was thinking about taking some of my Veers mods, swapping them over to my Wampa, because he was getting some tenacity. He's got some decent tenacity here. Let's see what's all coming from his mods here. So I got 31% tenacity for mods, 57 speed. It's not super blazing fast. He doesn't have great mods. I pretty much depend on Stark to make that team really click, because my Stark is pretty fast. So if I sort by speed here, and that's kind of what I was getting at. So you want certain characters to be fast. You want your Stark to be fast. I have my Stark at 251, I believe. No, 250. So you want your Stark to be fast. And honestly, you know what? You know what, MK-san, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm going to do this. Let's see if I can slice this. Oh, health. And I don't have enough mats to slice this to purple, so... Oh, well. And, of course, what the hell? What the hell? What is going on? Oh, maybe I should take these ZAM mods. And have a speed secondary on it. Ugh, this is one of those situations where I'm pulling up mods and I'm just like, what is going on? How did I end up with this mod set on this character? Oh my god. Oh my god. What am I doing? What am I doing? This is so crazy. Oh man. What is my freaking set? What is this? Oh man, why am I so crazy? What is going on here? I'm so confused because I have like, no, not tenacity. You stupid goober. Okay, let's see here. Do I have a speed set on somebody that I do not care about? Obviously care about Nihilus. Obviously care about Kira. I don't want to pilfer some mods off Kira. I mean, I suppose I could probably see what I could do without a speed set. Let's see, I got 12 speed on that. That's going to be hard to replace. 17 on that. 8 on this. So let's see what I can pilfer. If I start taking some of my Poe mods here. Speed secondary. Let's see. See, mods are one of those touchy subjects where you're just kind of like, how much do I really care about this? Colonel Stark, potency. I do want to try and keep a potency primary just because the stagger on his AoE is incredibly useful. Probably see what I got here. That's 5 speed. It's going to be higher. That's 7 speed. That's 7 speed, but I get crit chance, protection, and potency there, so... Swap. Yeah, let's go with that. And then that's got 8 speed. Obviously, it's not going to have potency on it, but let's see what we can do here. Yikes. There's a lot of characters equipped with all my triangle mods. Oh, wait, there we go. There's a 16 speed. That's at least a 4-dot mod. That's good. And the crit damage is nice because, oh, here we go. See, we're actually making progress here. So let's see. Oh, no, we don't want speed secondary. We want speed primary. But of course, you're not going to have a speed primary or speed secondary. I loved all those photoshopped pictures that were floating around the internet when mods first came out of people cheating with their mods. That's tenacity, health, and defense. That's defense, offense, health, protection. Crit chance, offense, protection. Potency. Protection, potency, defense. Okay, we'll go ahead and assign this one. So we added a little bit of speed. We increased his crit damage, increased his potency, lost a tiny bit of tenacity, a little bit of protection, gained some health. Crit chance only went down by about 2 points. Did lose a tiny bit of offense. But overall, I think this is a better setup for my Stark. You know, one point of speed probably ain't gonna make that big of a difference, but you never know. Let's see, what can we do here? No, I don't want to use any of that Gear 12 stuff on him. Yeah. So when you are modding your troopers, what do you think is the best Imperial trooper lineup? So in a 5v5, I think one of the best Imperial Trooper lineups is probably going to be Stark, Veers, Stark, obviously Zeta Veers, Stark, Snow Trooper, Range Trooper, and honestly, you can sub that fifth can be pretty much anybody you want. If you want heals, go with Shore Trooper. If you want, let's go over Imperial Troopers real quick. And by no means do I claim to be an Imperial Trooper savant. I don't even have any of them to Gear 12 yet. So they are kind of a B squad for me. But if you want Death Trooper, he can increase their survivability a little bit through health steal. Snow Trooper obviously is going to be a part of the team. Magma Trooper is really useful. He gives troopers tenacity, plus he has all of that turn meter reduction and everything else. He's a great tool for the troopers. Unfortunately, mine is not super crazy geared, unfortunately. Stormtrooper, obviously, he gives everybody defense, not huge, but honestly, I like Shore Trooper. Shore Trooper is one of my favorite Imperial Troopers, but Range Trooper is nuts. He's just so good. An Imperial Trooper team with Range Trooper is he's just good. I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't have like a stat, but I guess his unique kind of is the buff for Imperial Troopers. While he's buffed and while he's active, Imperial Trooper allies have a 50% chance to call another buffed Imperial Trooper ally to assist. So Shore Trooper kind of helps ensure that you're going to have a buff up because he grants crit immunity when he taunts. So that's kind of a good way to keep buffs up on your team with a Range Trooper on your team. Magma is just, like I said, he's really good. In the right team, he can just absolutely help melt face on the enemy team. He's probably going to be my next Imperial Trooper project once I get Range Trooper to 11. Like you can see, I've got almost all my Imperial Troopers except for Magma and Range Trooper at 11. So that's kind of where I stop with my Imperial Troopers because there's so much to gear. I mean, there's so much work to do with all of this stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on my teams. My Bosk, I could probably make him a little bit faster. Probably boost his tenacity a little bit more too, but it is what it is. Doe Jason, any recommendations? I mean, have I got those core 4 down pretty pat? Like Veers, Stark, Snow, and Range. Those are kind of like the core 4. And then you just kind of rotate in the 5th as you need it. Situational wise. So, I don't know. Unless anybody else has any other questions, I'm kind of running out of shit to ramble about, so. Bueller. Plus, I gotta set my defense before I go to sleep, and I'm not gonna do that live. Sorry. I'm not gonna give away the trade secrets. Is that illegal? I don't know. But yeah, shooting for first place on this one. I need to get another Zeta. I honestly don't know who I'm gonna Zeta next. That's a good question. I'm thinking about honestly doing Embo's unique. Can't be crit. Oh yes, Malik. Do I think he's coming sooner or later? I did see you ask the first time. I just forgot to answer. I apologize, Aldry. Malik. I do not think Malik will come this month. I think Malik, if they're going to introduce Malik, will probably be So I've heard that they might, so the Mobile Gamer and Onel T101 speculated a Starforge raid, which would be interesting. Would be really cool. That'd be a really cool way to introduce Darth Malak, I think. But another KOTOR themed raid. I don't know if I see a KOTOR themed raid. And honestly, I don't know if they would do another KOTOR. I mean, they could introduce Malak as a marquee event because they have two Old Republic heroes, ancient journeys, right? So introducing a KOTOR legendary, plus there's no money to be made there. There's no money in a KOTOR legendary because everybody has all the KOTOR characters to 7 stars to get the journey characters. So there's no panic farm. There's no incentive there. It's basically they would just have to make it just god awful hard, right? I don't see Malak. Malak will come, obviously. I mean, you can't have that kind of foreshadowing in the Scourge of the Old Republic event without actually delivering on that foreshadow. So, I mean, Malak is coming. It's just a matter of when. I think if they were to introduce Malak, they could introduce it as a marquee character later on down the road. Possibly when Darth Revan comes back again, they could introduce it as kind of like a, hey, Darth Revan is back. Oh, and by the way, here's Malak to finish off the event in a marquee event. Maybe do like a Django style marquee where there's more rewards, where it's more thematic, more cinematic of a marquee event, but then they still have that revenue from Malak. So I could see that happening. What I do really hope, honestly, I really hope, this is huge speculation. I know I've been speculating on this for a while, but I hope that having B2 as the login character means Clone Wars content, and I hope that Clone Wars content is a Geonosis territory battles with both light and dark. I don't want it to be a light or dark. I want it to be a combined, because I want to be able to use my whole roster to fight these battles, and I hope that because it is a light and dark territory battles, if they did introduce one, I would hope that it would have like double the combat missions, or maybe not double, but more combat missions to make use of more of my roster, because there's just so much of my roster that doesn't get to be used on a light side territory battles or a dark side territory battles. Like this last territory battles, I didn't get to both of these last two territory battles. I didn't get to use my Karth lead when I wanted. I didn't get to use Kira lead. I didn't get to use. I didn't even use JTR. I mean, I used pretty much CLS, Jedi Knight Revan, and then you have to use Rogue One or Phoenix or whatever the other squads are. So and then you have to use like Captain Han Solo, and then you have to use freaking the Hoth Rebel Soldier, the Hoth Rebel Scout, Midref Padme. If they brought her to the game, I would choke myself. All of these characters that I didn't get to use at all for this last territory battles, and it kind of made me sad. So, yeah, about that. Midriff Padme, no thanks. I'm sorry. I can't. Just can't even. No. I don't want it. Do not want. But yeah, so my speculation, I think, is about over. May 4th for Malak? I don't think so. I don't think so. Is my stream like totally clipping, or what's going on? Is it just totally garbage right now, or what? I don't know. Hope it's not. But yeah. Starford raid, legendary event with Holloward. That's one of them. Plus. Yeah, so if they did introduce Malak as a legendary, it would definitely be. It would have to be on par with Chewbacca or harder than a Chewbacca, because everybody's gonna have those Old Republic all geared up. L3 and B2 reference each other. Do they? May 10th is the solo anniversary. That's true. We could potentially okay, cool. Well, it's late. I gotta work tomorrow, and yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just call it here. There's not a whole lot to really talk about anymore. Let's see, is there a crit chance? Crit chance, unassigned. Derp, derp, derp. Oh, look at that. There is one. It's a tenacity set, but whatevs. Alright, well, at least he's got a full set. Yep. B2 monthly login points to the monthly login, which was L3 for February. So L3 was kind of interesting why they did a Grievous reworking with L3 as the login. This is B2 as the login. I think it's probably... they could just pull a full switcheroo on us and say, well, because Grievous got the rework with L3 as the login, we're going to do solo with the B2 as the login. Maybe we'll get Beckett or flippin' Scarface. I don't know. I mean, yeah. Oh, God. I don't know. You never know. Dryden Voss might come to the game because B2's a login. I don't know. I can't even say that with a straight face. Yeah. I don't know. I still think it's Clone Wars content. I'm crossing my fingers, hoping for a Geonosis map because just that would be badass. At any rate, I'm gonna log off. I've mentioned that like 50 times now. We're just gonna call the stream now. It's time. It is time to go to sleep. Yeah. So with that, I bid you all a good night. Have fun. And good luck. Good luck with your Grand Arenas. Hopefully you all win. Unless you're facing each other and then only one of you can win. There can only be one Highlander. So, with that terrible pop culture reference, we're going to cut the stream. Good night.